Mm, Nothing can come, nothing can come.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. A couple days ago, and excuse me, a couple days ago, I got an awesome email from one of my clients that said the subject line was, "It's official." So things with her and her specific person have moved into what she has been feeling herself into for the past few months. So she wrote me her email so we could expand on it in the hopes, and I'm praying that it inspires some of you guys to realize that your previous self concept, before you started understanding what manifestation was, your previous self concept was perhaps that you were somebody like with my client here that was always in some form of a situationship, never actually getting the love that you deserved, wanted, or craved. Or maybe you were finding yourself in situations where it was like a friends with benefits kind of thing, or you were never actually prioritized or chosen. So maybe you had some form of third party story, whether it was with an actual third party in the personification of another man or woman getting the attention and love from your person, or if it was, something else like work or something else was taking priority over you. So anyway, I want to read this again. I pray that it inspires a lot of you guys. Before I do, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you love my content, if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your specific person back, or to improve the dynamic or the current relationship, or if you want to manifest anything related to health, finances, security, jobs, promotions, new businesses, anything at all, feel free to email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com and then book your session with me at coreunion.com. You can do a single or a package, and then we'll get back to you with my next available. So this is what she wrote. So the story of me and my man, my boyfriend, love of my life, my future husband, the future father of my children. So I got into manifestation around 2020 with an attempt to manifest an SP. I had never been in a healthy, loving relationship before, and I categorized myself as a situationship girl. I always had a desire, a desperate desire for love, and I never knew if it was for me. So in turn, I would end up in relationships that were unhealthy, and I was now never being fulfilled. At 32, I had never been in a relationship and never experienced real love. I started working with Kim in January 2024. So now this is 10 months later, November 2024. And since then, my life has begun to shift dramatically in so many ways. Rewinding back now, a month later, February 2024, after we started working together, I was in a situationship with a guy who was giving me breadcrumbs. My past relationships have been the same reflection over and over again. I began to question if I would ever get my heart's deepest desire, which is deep love and marriage with a family. The guy I was dating did not want a relationship. At this point, it had been a year that we were dating. At that point, I totally broke it off with him, along with every other guy from my past. I just had this deep feeling and intuition that I had to start doing something differently if I really wanted to get what I want. This was so unlike me, but I had this amazing sense of confidence and pride. And I just knew that everything was going to work out. I'm now realizing that this was the catalyst for all the amazing things that started to come into my life. I was no longer fearful or operating from a place of lack. See, because her self concept was changing after she started doing the inner work. A month later, March of 2024, my current boyfriend came into my life. Initially, he tried to talk to me a year ago prior to that, but I never engaged with him. At that time, I was in a totally different headspace, and he wasn't even attractive to me. By the way, she sent me a picture of them together, and they are incredibly gorgeous together. So this was March of 2024. Since then, we have been very steady and monogamous. There were a couple times within the last 3 months that I began to question if it was meant to be with him because he was not ready to put a title on our relationship, despite us being monogamous with one another. This really hurt me, and it made me question and fearful that my past relationship experiences were starting to come into my current experience. At those times, I started reacting in the 3D. Through working with Kim, she reassured me and helped me to focus on myself and realize that my desires are mine and I create my reality. What started happening was her fears were starting to create a wedge between her and her person. He could feel this energy and he started pulling away. At this time, I did not even know if I still wanted to be with him. I was questioning it, although I knew deep in my heart that he was my person. I was just unsure if he would ever be able to give me what I truly wanted because she kept falling for the 3D. Here is where the bridge of events began. So I started communicating with another guy, and my person found out. And I'm just going to add in here really quickly that when she started to communicate with her guy, when we were meeting, on some level, we were talking about that this was probably a form of self-sabotage. And she did end up agreeing with that. But there was still, like, she knew deep down in her heart and soul that her person was her man, her true love, her mirror soul. But then she started to get in her feelings about him pulling away. And I kept reminding her, he's pulling away because energetically and emotionally, you're pulling away. And so then I think that she started to realize that. So anyway, so now her person found out about the other guy that they were talking to. Okay, so through her person finding out, it encouraged him to be more expressive and realize how much he valued and cherished our relationship. Over the next couple of weeks, he began to tell me how he sees me in his life and he thinks about marriage between us, how his family loves me, and how well I fit into his family. He just started to share and pour out all of these emotions that he had never communicated with me before. He was so vulnerable with me. A side I've never seen of him before in the 3D. He also told me that he loved me for the first time. All of this, but he still never said that he wanted to be for me to be his girlfriend. About a week later, after talking with Kim, she helped me realize how he's been mirroring and reflecting my fears all along, reflecting my indecisiveness about the relationship and with him. And he was reflecting those insecurities. He is my perfect mirror. About 3 weeks after the bridge, we were laying in bed, and I asked him randomly, what would be the difference between you officially calling me and making me your girlfriend versus what we're doing now? And he shared that he feels like what we've been doing is building and doing something very deep. And that's more meaningful than just boyfriend and girlfriend. He shared that we're building something long lasting. He expressed some fears about a past, very lengthy relationship that he was in and how they never moved forward. Then he went on to share that since day one, I've always been his girlfriend, and he wants to do anything to make me happy. And if it will make me feel more secure and confident in our relationship, then he will make me his girlfriend. And that is when he asked me. When I asked initially, starting that conversation, I had asked from a place of curiosity and confidence, not from the previous energies of desperation and need that I've always been operating in. This very lengthy email and experience for me was to share what Kim has always been trying to teach me, which is that I decide what happens in my reality. The more I focus on the lack or needing something out of desperation, the less likely it is to come in. So, this whole experience has taught me that I need to put myself first. The more I love on myself and show myself that I am the queen of my reality that I deserve and that I'm worthy of everything that I want, the only way that God in the universe has to prove it to me is by granting me my desire. This is the most loving and healthy, deep soul experience that I've ever had with any man or any other being. I am so excited to continue to see how God continues to bless me and reflect my love for myself. I will be back with more amazing success stories, and Kim will be telling you guys about my beautiful, amazing engagement when that happens. Love yourself, trust yourself, let go of desperation and resistance, and just allow God to provide for you. And the only way that He knows how. You are worthy and you are deserving. You are the best at everything that you do. Have faith and walk in trust. It's all meant for you. One last thing, I want to add this. On this manifestation journey, you're going to change and become so many different versions of yourself. Be open to shedding the old so that you can receive the new. The old version of myself would not correlate with my current SP. So it's important to keep the focus on you. You are changing. You are becoming a different person. You are not changing the person. You are not changing the thing that you want to manifest. That is why when we act and react to 3D circumstances, the outcome is usually negative. You are becoming a new and improved version of yourself that in turn will help you to receive the version of your person or the thing that you're manifesting and that you're asking for. That is the key. That is the most important thing. you are changing. You are not changing the thing you're manifesting or your specific person. So be patient with yourself, love yourself, and all of the past versions of yourself. And then she wrote also, circumstances don't matter in all caps. So I wanted to just read this to help some of you guys get stuck on the illusion of time because you're really feeling that it's been taking a long time and you're constantly thinking that you're not doing something right. When you are in that energy, first you want to realize that time is truly just a human construct. When it comes to things like revision and revising who we actually are and creating a new self concept and shedding the old version of ourselves through deprogramming ourselves, it's important that you don't consistently keep your attention and awareness and focus on the things that you actually don't want, which would, in this case, obviously be the past version of yourself, the past version of your beliefs of yourself and relationships, that men aren't dependable or reliable, that they'd never want to commit, that women are unstable, and maybe whatever, that relationships are unsafe, or that even broader, that people are unsafe and that it's not safe for you to trust somebody, that you can't depend on people. And all of that obviously stems from your programming from when you were growing up, but that is not happening now. So it's really important that you realize this. Realize that all of the things that led up to you kind of being in this ascension and awakening to who you actually are, something happened where you were deeply touched by somebody, which is what the catalyst was in you kind of awakening into realizing that your reality is your consciousness, that everything in your reality is you pushed out, and everyone is a divine messenger showing you if you want good health, if you want security, if you want abundance and finances, if you want to be able to have fun, be in a relationship that's safe and secure, loving, that you want to be in a happy and blissful relationship, which doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. Of course you are, but that you are in something that the two of you guys, no matter what, you get each other, you love each other, you heal each other, you are always supportive of each other. This is what you want to ruminate on, and this is what you want to keep your awareness on, because then that will grow. Your awareness on anything is powerful and it's expansive. This is why we always say to cut out and detox from your 3D. It doesn't mean that you put your head in sand and that you have to pretend that the things in the 3D that are just the solidified personifications of your past thoughts. It doesn't mean that we use the words ignore, but we already know, of course, that whatever's in your 3D reality presently is a result of your past beliefs and your past programming. That's why you don't want to give it too much of your power, because you're creating from your present moment. So no matter how long you think it's been, that being just a construct of your human conditioning, recognize that you are realizing now you're reconditioning yourself to see life differently, to realize that I am all of it. So don't ruminate and keep your attention and awareness on the things that you don't want. Take the time to step back from it all, detox from it, and then stay away from it, just like it's a drug, just like it's something really unhealthy. And instead, you write and get clear of what it is exactly that you want. If you want to be in a healthy, blissful, happy marriage, and you want to be the husband, wife, spouse, partner, then, and you want to have children and you want to have a beautiful home together, don't don't just think about getting a text message. You want to go to the end. And if it's too much and if you have too much resistance, that's okay. You can also, just like when it comes to manifesting money, if when you're manifesting money, if you want to manifest 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month, but you're currently making 5 or 6,000 a month, if jumping to 20 or 30,000, if it feels like too much, scale it back a little bit. And then when it feels good, but it's a little bit, it's challenging you a little bit, that's good. And then you do that, and then you keep dialing that up. You can do the same thing with the relationship with your specific person. Get clear on the end still, do the inner work from being the husband, wife, spouse, or partner. We're more and more romantic with each other. I love that we're both feeling safer with each other. We're progressing beautifully together. I love that we're seeing each other more and more. That's okay if it's too much, like to affirm for the marriage, but you eventually want to consistently keep it growing so you can keep expanding. What you don't want to do is keep your power of awareness on the things that you don't want. So you want to completely erase and let go of the old memories that aren't serving the two of you guys. If old memories, fears, worries come up, either revise something from the past or completely let it go. I think revision is incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to whatever the old wound that got triggered that you were projecting onto your person, whatever it was, detach it from your person, go within and do a little revision from whomever caused that. Revise that, do a little revision. And usually it's really powerful to do it. You don't go chasing for it because it'll just come up in your mind. When it comes up, there's a reason it's coming up. Look at it and do a little revision. I love you so much. I hope that this video helped. I hope that it inspired a lot of you guys. I pray that it did. Please do comment down below that you were going to remain in trust and faith of who you truly are and who your SP is. And if you need me, just reach out. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you so much. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.